Okay, let's continue. The Amar, we're on Chaf Aleph, Amad Aleph, the bottom of the Amad, and we're going to finish right now the second chelik of the daf. The Amar Rava, Hani Trey, Mikri Didarki. There's two teachers of children. Chad Garis V'Loidaik. One that teaches at a fast pace. But what's it mean? He's not Midaik. Rashi explains he doesn't interview the kids and make sure that they know what they're talking about. Whether it's giving tests, it's giving oral tests, written tests. It doesn't make a difference. He doesn't check on them whether they're reading accurately or not. V'Chad Daik V'Loigaris. One's exact, but he teaches not such a fast pace. What do you do? So Rava, we're better off with a person that's not exact. Why? Because Shabashta memela nafka. Mistake that you learn as a kid, you eventually someone will teach you and will fix you up. However, if Demon Adoy Amar, no. It's better to make sure kid never makes a mistake. Shabashta kivan da once you make a mistake in your childhood, I think that's really the reality today. That once people make a mistake, it sticks with them. Reb Dimi brings a raya from this. It says, Yayev was sitting with his whole army for 6 months. V'chol Yisrael, with the Klai Yisrael. Ad Hichris called Zachar, he killed Ba'adim, he killed Amalek. However, only the Zecharim. He did not kill the Nekevas. Gyalsik made the David. When Yayev came to David, Amalek, David said, my time avatahachi, why did you spare the females? What happened that you didn't kill the Nekevas? Amalek Dechsev, it says, what do you mean? Timchez Zechar, Loshan. Zechar as in male, not Zechar as remembrance. Zechar, he made a mistake. Zachar, Zechar, he's learning it. Timche is Zechar Amalek. He made a mistake. Amalek, no. Vanan Zecher Karina. And we read it, you shall obliterate the memory of Amalek. Amalek. What do you mean? I was taught as a kid, Anan Zechar Karina. That's what I thought my Rebbe taught me. In reality, the Rebbe told him Zecher, but he's either having a very good daydream or whatever it was. He made a mistake. He thought he heard Zechar. And his Rebbe never gave him a test. So since he never gave him a test, he always made this mistake. And we're showing us the ramifications of Dimi, showing us the ramifications of someone who makes a mistake in his childhood.
I know, I heard of a Rebbe that was just the opposite. That he made a mistake for years.
Wow.
Davening. I can't remember exactly what, and the kid corrected him.
Wow, the opposite. Okay, beautiful. Amalei anan zechar karina and also chayle rabbi. Amalei haicha akrisa. Yoav asked his teacher, Amalei zecher. I read a zecher. He was correct, but when he was a child, he read a zechar. Okay. So Shakol Safsif, took out his sword, Lamikdalate to kill his teacher. Amalei hamai, why did I deserve to die? Amalei Yaya said, it says in the pasuk, Dechsev, Orur, Oisim, Meleches Hashem, Remiyah. Cursed is he that does the work of Hashem, Remiyah Lashon, negligent. He's trying to tell him you were negligent. Amalei, leave that man, Shavkel who gathered the lake and Bahar, leave the man to remain under the curse. Don't kill me, don't worry about me. I'll prefer the curse of you killing him. Amalei Ksiv, I can't. Va'ara Meneh Charbi Midam. The very pasuk says, and cursed is who doesn't take his sword from the shedding the blood, because I have a claim. You caused me not to kill Amalek. Therefore, I'm getting this pasuk of Arur, someone that doesn't kill them from shedding blood. Okay. Or the other mahalach is not to do with Amalek. Rather, Yair is telling his teacher, I myself have a chiyuv because the pasuk says, Arur, Hashem Ma'aser, and then you should kill him, and I'm going to end up with that claw if I don't kill you. Ikadami katle. Some say Nebuch. He killed them because he had to be ikadami loy katle. Another halach of Amirava Mag Mikri Yenuka, a teacher of young kindalach or shatala, which is a vine planter. He undertakes to plant. To return, he usually is like a aris. He gets whether mechsa shlish, tabach or a butcher, v'umana, v'sayfim masa, whether it's the bloodletter and the town scribe, kulon, kumusarin, v'oindin, ninuhu. There's no room for error. There are no strikes out. Klala de milsa, kal pesida de layadar, maisre v'aimid, anything that is irreversible damage, there's no room for error. Why? Because the Rav himself, even though Taisus is asked, I don't understand you, Rav. Frek Taisus is a bomb kasha. You're telling me you could fix the mistake when you get older by a Talmud. So Zok Taisus, that Lamaisa, the time that you taught him, Zok Taisus, that spent was learning was lost forever. He's never going to be able to get it back. Okay, that's what Taisus wants to learn. And same thing with the vine. You cannot, it's irreversible in a butcher, shechita becomes puzzle, and a bloodletter we're talking about where he killed his patient, and a talmud that causes, again, a scribe would cause it, that the halach is whenever there's 5 mistakes in a column, there is an issue, the Sefer Torah is totally puzzle, you cannot fix it whatsoever. Okay, the Mishnah taught us in Chaf Amud Beis that a person has a right because you can't open a business in the courtyard because it makes too much noise. However, on another courtyard, this is especially for Abaya, it's not a problem, right? The Abaya said, "Save us in the Chatzah Acheres." Okay. Amar Rav Huna, Hi Bar Mavoya the Oiki Rechaya. He was a resident of a Mavi. He set up a mill for commercial purposes, either to rent it or to whatever he was doing. Also, then a fellow resident of the Mavi comes, okay, and the same Mavi puts up another mill. The first one could stop in the Amalei, you're cutting off my livelihood. This is where the halachas come, that you're not allowed to open up, and right next door, another type of store. Let me say, later, Avuna, the halacha is a fisherman. He saw a beautiful place, he studied it, he knows exactly in this corner of the ocean there's a lot of fish, and he spread his net. The halacha is marchikim mitzudas adag min adag. Other fishermen must distance their fishing net, kimeloi reaches adag, as far as it goes in one spell. They go in groups fish. V'kama, how is it? Rabbi Ravuna, Omar Rabbi Ravuna, ad parsa. Again, between 2.4 to 2.9 miles, around 8,000 amas. Okay, even though he never really acquired the fish, the point is, I set up my business. I set up, this is my potential. This is my place where I'm planning catching the fish. Who would deal with customers? I put up in this strip mall. You can come next door. Shani dug so very clear. It's a right to Ravuna. From the Gemara, no Shani dug him the Havi. Once they see the food, they're going to all come towards it. So he worked hard. He set up the food. Now all the fish are coming here, and then you come and grab it away. It's like mamish, like pulling it away. Their fish. Mashenkin people, they say, I want to go to you, I'm going to go to him. That's what competition's healthy. You get better customer service and everything. Okay, let's say the Rav Huna follows the view of Rabbi Yehuda Ditnan. We have a mission of Matziyah. Rabbi Yehuda, a storekeeper may not distribute to the kindlach who come for the one to buy the mother, send them to buy food. Whether it's parched kernels, vegaizen, or walnuts to the children. Because they're going to he's bribing them to come to him. Okay, okay, it sounds like Rav Huna is like Rab Yehuda. Okay. Now, Filu Taim Rabbanon, the Gemara is going to try saying it's Rabbanon. What was the kasha? The problem is, Rav Huna is going to end up on Rabbi Yehuda, while the halach is usually like Chachamim. Gemara says, no, Filu Taim Rabbanon, I can't lay Plig Rabbanon lay, they're Rabbi Yehuda Hasam, Eladam lay, because they're the reason they're matter it. I know, I'm giving out, the Yehuda says, I know, I'm giving out walnuts. Ploik Shiyuski, you give out the almonds. Each is permitted, you'll do, there's nothing wrong with this. Everyone should figure out the whole Ma'alchim to get customers. Of I do the Amaleka Pasak Saleh Lich Ayusi, your taka taken away. Once I establish a business in the courtyard, there the Chacham could concede that he's taka mamish taking away his parnasa. Frank the Martin Rav Huna. Meisa Isa Adam, a person can make Chanas Betzad Chanusa Shachaverai. A person may open up mamish competition right next door, Merchat Betzad Merchat Shachaverai, or even a bathhouse next door to his. You do as you wish. I do what I want. Kasha on Rav Huna. Tanai. The Gemara says it's a machlekes. Tanai the tiny kavim nevoi b'nei mevoi zeh. We force residents of the Mavi compel one another. Shalahayush b'nei, not allowed to have them leichayet, a tailor, v'lei burski, a tanner, v'lei melamet yinokes le'echam mibnei balim noyos. Someone who already established a business, we could force them that you can't come in the same trade. But he cannot force his neighbor. Okay. Reb Shimon Gamliel Omer, where neighbor means in the Mavi, that means you could force that you can't rent out your space to someone who's not a resident, but a resident could. However, a resident you could. Reb Shimon Gamliel Omer, clearly you see Af L'Shcheinei Kefeu, you could force him, even a member of the same Mavoi, very clearly to open up a rival competition. So you clearly see it's a Machlekes already of Shimon Gamliel and Tanakama who had in with Rav Huna, and the same Machlekes would happen with Rav Huna Rabbanon is really Machlekes for Shimon Gamliel also. Okay, the Mar is going to define the view of Tanakama. For resident in one town, right? He could force from plying that trade anywhere in his town. Right? Okay. That's what we saw that he could block it. However, if he pays the town, he pays the regular taxes of the town, then it's very clearly because he's not an outsider. Okay, you can't come if you have a thing in Muncie, you could prevent someone from Lakewood to open up. But if he's a resident in Muncie, you can't stop him. What about Bar Mavoy? Bar Mavoy then Avshay. Again, Leimatzim in the same Mavoy, you can't force him. This is like Tanakam we saw earlier with the neighbor. However, Bar Mavoy Achrina Mai. What is the law according to Tanakam regarding a resident to another resident? How do we look at it? Is he part of? We say he's still in the same town, therefore it's mutter because he's part of the town. Or Lamaisa, he's not part of the Mavi. Lamaisa, we're going to come out with Teku. We're gonna stop over here and let's go through a summary. So first of all, they bring down a kasha. It very clearly says, according to Tanakama, the Brisa, the first clause is that a Mavi resident can bar the use of his other Mavi to a tradesman from elsewhere. So according to the position that we're telling us that shachin, what does a shachin neighbor mean? It means shachin means ba'isa Mavi, right? Okay. So then, very clearly, that shachin means the same Mavi. So that clause refers to a tradesman from another Mavi in the same town. But according to the position that neighbor means anyone from the same town, it can be to a different town. The shachin can be to a different town. The reason is because you already told me that a tradesman can be barred from another town from earlier by the shachin. So the answer is, we're talking about there's a chiluk. It says if you pay taxes. It doesn't say if you live there. It says the lashon Gemara is v'shayich. What's the lashon shayich bekarga? You don't live there. You pay somewhat of a tax even though you don't live in that town. Then the halacha is he's allowed to go in the town. However, but you're not allowed to go into the mavi. If you're shaykh already, much deeper to the mavi you could. Let's just make a quick summary. Tomorrow we're going to pick up from the bottom of the daf. Is as follows: a tradesman who resides outside the town. Yeah, you live in Lakewood. You have no right to come into Muncie. Whatever, in those days, Muncie's so big. Today we see that because it's such a big, there's enough room for competition. We're going with the svar that it's a very small little village. What happens? You live in Lakewood, you pay the Muncie taxes. Then as a whole, you could come in. But in the particular Mavi, let's call it in the neighborhood, to make it easier, you're not allowed to. What happens? You live in Muncie, but you don't live in the neighborhood, you don't live in the Mavi. Then again, you're able to do another trade in competition in Muncie. However, the Gemara's shaila is whether he's allowed to go into that Mavi Bichlal. What happens? You both live in the same Mavi. Then, Tanakama, the halacha is like Tanakama, that you're able to do it. According to Shimon Gamliel, you're not able to do it. Tomorrow, Yetz Hashem, we're going to pick up from the Amar of Yosef, bottom of Chaf Alf, from the base. Everyone should have a wonderful day.